I realized that it's better to grow step by step and teach yourself habits which you want to have, instead of trying to be a perfect version of yourself immediately. I always try to experiment with my routine to see what works for me and my productivity. This time I tried to stop using an overwhelming schedule and tried something simpler. Turns out that made a huge impact on my everyday life. I like planning. I think it's a great way to get better at something, to develop a new habits, or just be more productive. But at the same time, it's good to ask yourself, why am I doing it in the first place? Do I have an illusion of productivity with just satisfaction of full schedule? Or really enjoy it? Do I get better, or do I exhaust myself because of the lack of time and just to get it done? You know this feeling when you wake up and think, this is the day. The day has come. I need to plan again. I have a good feeling about it this time. Just need to work hard and stick to every hour's plan. And you plan again? Maybe your third time this season. But unfortunately, the level of motivation won't change much if the process is the same. I used to plan every day to the minute. I was ready to be productive to the maximum, so I can become the person I want to be. I created the main list of my tasks, then how often I want to do them, and then how much time I have a day to spend on it. It was just a few things in every area of my life, so it didn't look like much trouble. But if you spread these tasks through the week, you would end up with a lot of small things every day, even on the weekend. Why not? I want to do it anyway, so it's not work. I can manage it. It's gonna be fun. For example, I want to improve a few languages which I've been learning, and I would love to practice each of them at least twice a week, which means I have to do them every day. But it was just too much for me, and I ended up doing much less than I would do if I would not have overwhelmed myself. On the days when I did well, I felt good, but often I would end up doing a bit here and a bit there, but nothing in particular. I would skip some of the last tasks, just because I had no energy left for them. And the days when I didn't manage to do everything left me feeling bad and unproductive. That had a negative influence on the things I wish to improve, and on my mental health too. That's not what a good routine should do. And then at the end of the weekly plan, I had a lot of tasks with a little to no progress, instead of a few ones which I've actually finished. I didn't get to some things I want to do just because I was too tired. I ended up putting them back to the list for the next week, but that wasn't the solution. I started to question myself. Am I really tired? Or maybe I just don't want to do them? Even if I managed to do all the tasks for the day would go by so fast I won't even notice to enjoy it. And every day I would wake up, be productive, and go to sleep. Some sort of infinite Tsukuyomi. Even if I enjoy all these things, this wasn't how I want to see my life. So I ended up tired and unsatisfied, because I was working hard and still feel like standing in one place. I skipped planning for some weeks completely, because I felt empty. I would rest and come back with a better routine, again and again, but every time I would end up in the same situation, exhausted, overwhelmed. Hard work goes a long way, but I wasn't getting anywhere. This way, I can create a long-going process. I like the mindset when you're doing things through the years, not through the seasons. Better small, but regularly, than big and unpredictable. I realized that it's better to grow step by step and teach yourself habits which you want to have, instead of trying to be a perfect version of yourself immediately. Instead of all things I always want to do, I would choose just a couple to start with, to teach myself habit of doing them, And now I would have only 2 extra tasks every day to teach myself to do. And once I would be used to those and see that I start doing them even without any reminders, that would be a sign that I'm ready to add a new one. I believe that the best way to remember something is to repeat it enough times. Understanding is not enough. You need to do it over and over. Whether it's a drawing lesson or a new programming language or finding your inner place. Everything needs practice, and repetition is the key to that. Sometimes you just have to let some tasks go. Sometimes you just like thought of doing it more than actually doing it. And it's okay. You just need to be honest with yourself and decide which enough is enough for you. Then you won't be disappointed in progress and focus actually on enjoying it. It's always much better to do something regularly, even if a little, than trying to find a perfect timing for it and never actually get to it. So for me personally, minimalistic approach works the best. That way I can manage tasks and having a chance to concentrate on teaching myself a new habits. Imagine it as something in your life that you love to do without even thinking about it. Maybe making coffee or building something with your hands. So anything that you want to teach yourself can be this way. If you make it fun, with proper time and without overwhelming yourself. Just build it step by step. Just experiment and see what works for you. I'm still learning and experimenting with my routine myself. But it's a way of life, you're never done, just trying to get better step by step. My main point, don't try to be the perfect version of yourself immediately. Build yourself up. Be patient and set the goals you can realistically complete. And I think it's okay to be unproductive. Life is not just everyday success. You are not a machine to produce the same amount of work every day. Some days you 100%, some 50%, and other you are 10%. And it's okay. Days like this exist and it's normal. Good days of rest allow you to have good days of productivity. Listen to yourself and keep a healthy work routine. Give yourself space to recharge and stay strong.